Note, by the way, for Huey Tinkler, who we've seen coming on wearing 16 here for the Rhinos, just making the tackle, played in the under-18s game in this first half. That's now Hardy. Not surprised Leeds is backliner. The player scored. One of the guys that stepped up in the first team environment this year for Saints. He gets his first reserves run out of the year after playing 3 games last year, but very talented young man. All in Leeds build again, but they have that advantage as we approach the last 10 minutes or so. White with a hardish carry out of the back, well tackled. One of the carries and gets a quick play of the ball too. That would be absolute bread and butter for Joe Diskin to go searching and get his way over halfway. Leeds $5.99, including every live stream, whether it's academy, reserves, scholarship, women's or women's academy. You can stay in touch with all the action. Sign up today and you cannot miss a minute as we are back underway. Petty, there's only really Wade White that needs to score a try now, but all 4 outside backs for the Rhinos with tries in this one. It's proving fruitful, and we're only just reaching half-time as Tinkler puts his hand up for that carry.
So yeah, I think it's been more of the same, and you know, to not let the foot off the gas.
Especially against, despite Saints, despite the scoreline, you never can take your foot off the gas against Saints, can you at all?
No, definitely not.
In the first half, yes, they had opportunities. Yes, they did manage to get a try and capitalise on one of those opportunities, but this is probably their best chance of the game. Flying offload away and just playing off for pride alone. The Rhinos, well in that conversation for playing to retain their crown. St.Helens want to avoid being in that bottom 6. Find themselves 8th coming into this week. Only 3 wins on the board. They need a... So it seems such like an easy routine job, Dylan, but I bet you tell me that getting those high balls and catching those high balls is as tough whether you've caught the first one or the 7th or 8th one. For Leeds, now Ned McCormack, and Leeds now. This game really going blow for blow here, Dylan. This is what the fans signed up for.
Yeah, definitely. Riley did well there, getting on the kick along the floor. And yeah, Leeds look to get out their own 20 or 30 metre.
They're just finding a few more metres when they're coming forward, Leeds. Whereas Saints, when they're running in, they're running into a navy brick wall. Now Lloyd to Harley Thomas. Just to skip back inside. Gets himself down on his own. Wins down the stretch as well to put themselves in with a chance to be in that top 6 and playoff for a semi-final, and then hopefully subsequent grand final spot. You can follow all the action all the way, whether it's on 18. 6 appearances, 2 tries to his name this year as Oakes. Doing a hard-up carry towards the post.
Defence on the Leeds right edge there. Harley got up to the 10-metre line, and you know, the half-back for Saints didn't have much on and much to do.
I think that's where it's coming down to, isn't it? McGann's looking lively, Walsh is looking lively, but they need to create something. That's where they got the try earlier on. They're just not, granted the field position hasn't helped them at all, but you know, when it's got to that point of the field, they need to be trying to put something on to get a score. Yeah,
it is tough for them though. It seems like every time Saints have got the ball, there's a brick wall in front of them, but yeah, the halves have been quite lively.
They need to produce something as we've hit the hour mark. We've been playing and no score. Well tackled in the end. Harley Thomas going through some real good defensive work at the minute. Oakes back up the middle into the tackle of Thomas. He is a tackling machine today. I'll be interested to see his
lazy defenders coming back against the grain, and yeah, it paid off there, and Foxy gets the try.
So starts again for Leeds. It's now Oakes.
The difference of a place, so yeah, Leeds will be happy with them 2 extra tries there, and they'll look to get another one on the board.
As Tom Nicholson-Watton running back in as if it was the first minute. Always so good when it's this time. Saints doing well to stop the Leeds loose forward, but it's a set restart. So not really doing too well at the end of that tackle as Butterfield again.
Even Wade White's had a great reserves debut. You know, he's held his own a lot in there and
totally agree.
Carried well as he does there again. And yeah, I think it'd be too harsh to single